mention that under the phase 2 of this Memorandum of Understanding, there will be we are developing the Philippine Green Certification for tourism enterprises. Although we've been, in the past, we've been recognizing green hotels under the purview of the ASEAN Green Hotel Standards. But that doesn't mean that we will not have our own Philippine Green Tourism Certification, because we feel that the ASEAN Green Hotel is like, could be a level up approach. But under this MOU with GRAT, we are developing the Philippine Green Tourism Certification. But it's also said that, perhaps many of you may have thought that this is just the first time that the DOT has incorporated or, becoming more active in greening the industry. We have actually started integrating, and for most of you who are accredited and into DOT accreditation, you would know the standard that under the new accommodation standards for hotels, resorts, and apartment hotels, which the DOT has published in 2012, we have integrated green indicators. And we were saying, when we were actually doing the consultation, doing our rounds of consultation before the publication of the 2012 standards, a lot of our stakeholders were saying, why do we need to integrate environmental indicators? And as through the years, I think being green is becoming more of the norm rather than being the just being voluntary or being sabihin natin unique or special. But at that time when we were developing the standards, the revised standards for accommodations, and remember, we have not revised the past standards for the last 20 years. So talagang antiquated yung ating pinanggalingan when we had the revision in 2012. We were really thinking of the future and what's happening in our environment right now. So we thought that, why don't we put in the minimum or the basic indicators to becoming green? So that's why in our standards, you would have noticed that points are given if you are using 50 or 50 to 75% of your lights or lighting system using LED, you get 5 points. You also get points if you use sensor lighting or natural lighting. Our secretary even, when we were drafting the standards, sabi niya, Rika, you have to add an indicator giving points to properties that would have windows. All of their rooms would have windows. And that is really, providing for natural lighting to come in. And so those are some, and it's not just on lights, but also on water consumption, like the use of aerators. All of these little, in the past, it may seem parang very daunting, to really replace or use these technologies. But I think at this point in time and towards the future, it is going to be the norm. We just came back from a real property investment mission in MIPIM in France, and it's the world's largest real estate property market. And the challenges that the real property sector is facing right now are also the things that we're discussing here and we're preparing for. The environmental challenges being faced by the hotels and all these green technologies that not just hotels but all other buildings being built or being developed right now. So really, I think we are moving towards the right direction. And I hope that you, as our partners in the tourism industry, we will all be working together in making the environment, our tourism businesses more sustainable. And it is our, I think, moral responsibility as well to protect the very environment where our tourism businesses depend. So with that, really, we thank you for your commitment, and I hope that, this is not the end of our seminars and our orientation, because as the Department of Tourism, as we move forward, we would always share whatever new information that we can get out there to be able to help you in your tourism businesses become more sustainable. Thank you very much and good afternoon.
Good day, ma'am. Ano po name ninyo?
I'm President Agila
From the...
the Accreditation Unit of the National Capital Region.
Okay, kanina po na-mention nyo yung mga accreditations, DOT accreditations for the tourism sector, di ba po? Yung hotels, resorts, and so on. So, basically po, what is the importance po ba nung accreditation? Anong advantage nito sa mga tourism establishments?
So, as a mandate of 9593, which is the Tourism Act, the DOT should be the primary planning, also the programming, coordinating, implementing, and regulatory of government agency in the development and coordination and promotion of the tourism industry, both domestic and international, in coordination with the attached agencies and other government instrumentalities.
So, how long is the process to get accreditation?
To get the accreditation, certification, usually 15 days. However, may mga instances kasi, like what I discussed a while ago, na pag may mga for resubmission sa documentary requirements. So, doon lang medyo pabalik-balik because of certain requirements na hinihingi.
Kanina po na-mention nyo na there are two, yung legal and then
The
physical
is more of the inspection of the establishment for the inspection team of the department to determine if the said establishment meet or in accordance or in compliance with the rules and regulation for accreditation of said establishment.
So you do an ocular, so you
Yes.
visit the resort.
Yeah,
So for example, you're based here in Manila, right? So for example, ang resort is nasa Bohol, Cebu.
Okay, regarding that, since National Capital Region ako, so sa Metro Manila lang yung i-inspect namin because in the other provinces, we have other regional offices there na sila mismo din yung nag-i-inspect. Meron din silang accreditation process.
So per region.
Yes.
It's per region po.
Yes.
So hindi po yung kasama dito yung when you say nasa NCR kayo nasa main office dito sa
main office kasi pertains to dun sa monitoring and cost supervision. So kami naman sa National Capital Region, yun yung regional office ng NCR.
Okay, saan po located yung National Capital Region? Just in case na Inquirer. Okay. So sa Makati rin po.
Sa Makati.
Nandun rin po yung DOT main office din po ba? Opo.
Main office.
So magkakasama rin po kayo doon. And yung pong nakita natin kanina, yung accreditation, pwedeng online.
Yes, online accreditation. So, meron tayong website, yung binanggit ko nga, http://accreditation.tourism.gov.ph. And then siguro, meron tayong homepage doon wherein you can view all the, di ba, yung mga rules, existing rules and regulations, kung ano yung mga accredited nating entities, mag-review lahat ito. Tapos paano mag-proceed sa online accreditation hanggang sa matapos.
So may kanya-kanya kasing category, di ba? Pwede po yung kahit yung mga small inns and tourist inns and then the big hotels.
So under sila ng accommodation establishment. So nandun lahat kung saan ka pwedeng maklasify. So kung since nandun naman yung mga rules, so makikita mo kung are you classified as hotels, as tourist inns, hotel.
Pero basically po, ano po talaga yung pinaka-main requirements? Halimbawa, does it require number of years of existence?
Hindi naman, oo.
And does it require a certain amount of kailangan meron kang the
Siguro
properties?
sa documentary requirement is doon sa valid comprehensive insurance.
And wala naman po requirement kung how many yung accommodation, how many people it can accommodate, wala pong ganon, or how many ang mga rooms, mga ganon.
Kung ibabasihan natin sa mga rules and regulation, halimbawa kung hotels, wala naman din specify mo na ilang rooms talaga expect. So, nandun naman sila national accommodation standards sa hotels and apartment hotels. But sa tourist inn, sa may sa hotels, meron din silang mga sarili-sariling specification what tourist inn or a motel should do.
Does it require any payment or cost?
May payment sila as the initial payment o in-spinning payment or pag nagpa-accredit ka, mabibigyan nyo rin yan sa
Can you share the amount or depending amount sa
depende
the size
sa
ng...
Oo, siguro kung tourist and may specific payment tayo, sa hotel naman meron din, depende sa classification din. So, sa apartment hotel ganun din at sa resort. So,
Okay.
depende sa classification. But doon sa mga tourist needs, sa hotels, meron ding payment, but not as high doon sa mga hotels natin.
With the online registration or accreditation, do you require them to personally visit din yung office nyo? Or
Pwede,
purely
kasi,
online na?
Kasi online, kaya lang yung payment natin.
Okay.
So, today is, pupunta pa rin sa nearest regional office.
So hindi siya pwede through bank?
Oo, hindi nung work out yun, pero siguro hindi pa siya
So only the payment ang kailangan puntahan sa office?
payment and the claiming of the
Payment and the claiming?
ng certification. ng
Okay.
accreditation.
So hindi pa siya fully automated talaga na computerized?
Pero yung workout din yung online payment, like what you have said na salary payment, yung workout din.
Hello, what's up Filipinas? This is Robert Lima from the Center for Appropriate Technology. We are just extending a warm welcome to all the hotels and restaurants in Manila to join our initiative, the Zero Carbon Resorts project, which is around since 2009 and has so far gathered more than 800 companies all over the country in their endeavor to go green. And the project is supporting this transformation with a number of different instruments, including capacity building, technological advice, and demonstration. So we have built a showcase demonstration building back in Palawan, in Puerto Princesa, which has actually won the Global Human Settlement Award, an award that is given in the United Nations in New York as an outstanding sustainable building, which we see as a vision for the future of the tourism industry in the Philippines. Especially on the islands, it is difficult to have access to energy, to resources, and given the climate of the Philippines, there are so many ways to tap natural resources and get a very good tourist accommodation without spending a lot on fossil fuels. The same is true for Manila. All the hotels that we invited today are welcome to join. There's a website, it's www.zerocarbonresorts.eu, like European Union, which is also an indicator that the initiative is supported by the European Union. So we get support from there, and we extend that to the companies in the Philippines. We also have Thai partners, so it's a multinational initiative, and with the success of the previous phases, you can see that going green is everything but expensive. So in fact, the economic returns for participating and for reducing energy, reducing water, reducing fuel is quite substantial. We did an analysis of the achievements in 1 year. We have analyzed in detail 155 companies, and those 55 companies saved resources worth $5 million every year. So that is money that can be reinvested in better technology, that can be reinvested in renewable energy, in photovoltaic, in solar thermal, in wind power. And in the long run, we believe that the tourism industry can drastically reduce the carbon footprint and provide a very sustainable tourism destination.